r/confessions. Sit back, relax and enjoy this video. I may go to jail tonight. Last week, a kid in grade 11 tried getting my little sister, grade 9, to give him a blowjob in exchange for money, video games and clothes. He also sent her dick pics, offered her money for nudes, and harassed her non-stop, called her sexy and hot. This doesn't seem like a big deal to most, but not even 2 months ago she was admitted to the psych ward on an involuntary 5-day visit for suicidal thoughts and a plan for her suicide due to my family issues, stress from school, and boys playing with her emotions constantly. She is in a fragile mindset and this guy comes along acting like this. I know where he lives, his whole name, and even used to get drunk and high with a bunch of people that lived in his group home when I was in grade 11. Tonight, my friend and I are going to pay him a visit at his house because at this point I am seeing red at the fact that a random guy can come along and do this twisted sick shit to my little sister not even 2 months after being in the psych ward. I'm dealing with mental issues I can't solve, alcohol and pill addiction I can't beat, only being 19, so tonight I am ready to show him what happens when you frick with my family. And I'm ready for whatever I end up doing to him because honestly I have nothing going for me. I smoked, drank and popped pills during high school, now I can't stop, so this kid might be the one who I let my frustrations out on. This is my first post, just wanted to make at least one post before I either end up in jail or giving my life to the alcohol and pills. Not looking for sympathy or attention, I just simply wanted to let at least someone know how I'm feeling and what might happen. Edit. I went to his house with my buddy, knocked on the door and was greeted by a random older guy. I asked if the guy was home and he asked who I was, what I wanted. I said I just wanted to talk to him for a minute and that I'm a friend from school. I graduated last year, so he came to the porch and I immediately stepped up to him and asked him what his freaking problem is with trying to buy action from younger girls and he doesn't know what family he fricked with. He was obviously caught off guard and became the little scared kid most people become when they act like top shit over the internet. He apologized, said the cops talked to him, which isn't true, and that they blocked each other. She blocked him after he tried to buy action from her. I told him to never contact her in any way ever again, and if I hear his name come up in regards to her that I'll be back and not willing to talk. I managed to collect myself and sober up enough. When I made the original post I was drunk to just talk and not jump this underage kid on his porch. Think I handled it okay? I hate my special needs sister. I wish she didn't exist. I want nothing to do with her. TLDR, my sister has ASD and she's a violent monster who has us fearing for our lives. I hate her for what she's done to our family and I wish she just didn't exist. Now, for the long part. I already know somebody's gonna call me a monster after reading this. I don't really care. Yes, I hate my special needs sister with a freaking passion, and I wish she didn't exist. I don't even love her as family. In fact, I hate the notion that you have to love someone just because you're blood related. My older sister is special needs in that she's on the autism spectrum, but not exactly autistic. Doctors have never been able to give us a name for what she is, and just label her as having autism spectrum disorder. In the simplest terms, she has the mind of a 5-year-old in a 25-year-old body. I wish it was as simple as it sounds. Half the time, my sister is fine by her standards. The other half, she's a violent, terrifying, and life-destroying brat. If she gets angry, she gets angry. She's almost 300 pounds and taller than most people we know, and when she's angry she won't hesitate to toss tables or chairs at you, throw and shatter glass, or punch you repeatedly in the face like she's done to me. She screams and goes completely manic. When she goes to attack you, her eyes are just empty, and that might sound dramatic, but I'm not exaggerating. She's had the police called on her countless times at home and at school. She's attacked me, her caregiver, my grandfather. She's put a classmate in the hospital. And we've had to deal with this for 25 years. I fear for my life and safety when I have to stay home and watch her. If you're gonna say have you seen a behavioralist or has she had therapy, just don't bother. We have. She has. We've done everything. Nothing freaking works. We don't know where she got this behavior from. My mom and dad are not abusive and have sacrificed a lot to meet my sister's needs. She didn't learn this behavior from anyone, and she can't freaking unlearn it. It's just how she's wired. And I hate her for it. I know she can't control it. I know that's how she was born. But I'm freaking done with it. She's made our lives a living hell and I wish we could just dump her off in a home. And forget about her. We're currently trying to put her in a home, but we're still on a waiting list. In the meantime we're all just at our wits' end. She isn't as bad as she's been before, but when outbursts happen, they're beyond scary and intense. Living with her has made me into a depressed and anxious mess. A good portion of my senior year of high school, the worst she had ever been, was spent crying at night, crying at school, hiding in my choir teacher's office to cry and skipping other classes to do so. Wanting to kill myself was a daily thought. I'm surprised I graduated with a good enough GPA to get into art school. Aforementioned choir teacher kept telling me to let my mother take care of things and focus on school and just be young while I still can. Yeah, easier freaking said than done. More importantly is what my sister has done to my mother. My mom is the only person my sister has never physically attacked. But what she has done is robbed her of a social life. She's made her contemplate suicide. She's given her a heart attack from stress. She's taken up almost every aspect of my mom's life. The only free time my mom has is weekends since my dad takes her then. They're divorced, on good terms. I try so often to go have just me and her days, but they are so few and far between. My mom, in fact nobody, deserves this. She terrorizes us, our dogs, her teachers and classmates. And I'm freaking done with it. If it weren't for the fact that I basically get paid to watch her on days when her caregiver can't make it, or that I want to keep as much stress off my mom's shoulders as possible, I would have moved in with my dad a long time ago. But I'm struggling with money as an art student, and as shallow as it sounds, I need it. Today is one of those days, and I would be fine with it if I didn't learn literally this morning that I would have to stay home with her the whole day. I made plans last night to see a friend, but now I have to sit at home all day and hope I don't get assaulted just for being in the same room as her. Please note that this isn't a statement against all people with autism or ASD. In fact, I support and am vocal about autism awareness groups. And I love helping out friends or co-workers who have trouble dealing with their own autistic family members and seek advice in me. I don't hate all autistic people, of course not. They deserve to be treated as equals. But in both the mild cases and the severe cases, like my sister's, the world needs to understand that it's one of the hardest things to live with. Sometimes the media sugarcoats it and I hate it. Despite all that, I still wish my sister didn't exist. I hate her for what she's done to us. We want our lives back, and as selfish as it sounds, we deserve it. I'm tired of crying on a weekly basis, and I'm tired of fearing for my safety. I just want to live. I hit a 4-6-year-old child in the face with a snowball from 100+ feet away. I have to get this off my chest. Don't know his actual age, but he's around that. I'm a 19-year-old dude. I bought my own car saving up $6,000 over an entire summer to pay for it. A 4-year-old that lives across the street from me was playing in the snow making a snowman when he saw me leave my car after pulling into the driveway. He threw a snowball at me from across the street, but it didn't make it far, so I walked over and lightly tossed one back, but purposefully missed him. He got excited and threw one back, and I let him hit me. This went on for a few minutes, me throwing one back at his boots, him hitting me. It was really funny and we were both laughing and having a good time. I said goodbye to him, but he still wanted to play. I guess his parents left him unattended because they like me and saw I was watching him, but I left and walked back across, and he grabbed a big chunk of snow and he followed me. I was on my patio and I told him he has to head back over, and I was going to walk him back to watch 4 cars. Then as I walked towards, he threw the snow at my car, and it was hard snow and I was pissed. He just ran back across the street giggling to himself to work on his snowman, I guess. Now I love my car, and I told him explicitly not to throw it before he did. I made a snowball from my patio and absolutely sniped this kid in his face all the way from the other side of the street, at least 100 feet. It exploded on contact gloriously and he fell backwards like someone getting shot in a movie. Kid then immediately started crying and all I could think was, oh frick, did I really just do that before I ran my ass into my house? No one knows. I need to tell someone. Oh, you survived. Now sub. Please.